Hey, it's Cobra here at MaddenGuides.com, and for this video breakdown, I want to take a look at a formation that's been added to the 49ers playbook from the NFL Live playbooks, and the name of the formation is called Split Close Pro, and that's the formation that we're going to break down in this video breakdown. Now, keep in mind, it's a pretty cool formation, and make sure if you're going to use this formation, you have to have the NFL Live playbooks turned on. With that said, I do want to apologize to everyone. I have not been able to do a whole lot of labbing over the last 2 weeks, mainly because I've been driving around here in Illinois. I am a sales rep for a pretty big company that you guys probably eat the chips every single day, let's put it that way. But at any rate, I've been covering a lot of route drivers and sales guys who have been sick, unfortunately, with the virus that's been going around. And I've had to cover several of their routes, and I just haven't had a chance to get into the lab as much or sit behind the mic and be able to break down plays for you guys. So I do apologize for that. Hopefully things are calming down a little bit. I don't know for sure. Who knows? With my job, you go around and you got to cover a lot of different places depending on what happens and what's going on. But at any rate, I'm here now. I'm sitting at my desk, got my controller in my hand, ready to break down a play for you, or at least a formation. So as I mentioned, this one is called Split Close Pro. You'll find it out of the 49ers playbook. As I said already, make sure the NFL Live playbooks are turned on. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this one and get ready to get on the field here. Before we do that, let's get to the play call screen because I want to show you a couple things with this particular formation that's really cool. And some of you guys have probably been using this feature, but this is a cool one, is that you can audible based on the personnel to different formations, based on the personnel groupings that you're using. And if you don't know about this, then hopefully this video will give you something that you guys can use in future games that you may play. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. And what I want to do is I want to go ahead and zoom in just a smidget here and take a look at this. If I can get my screen looking a little better for you guys, let's go down here and take a look at this from the formation there. So as you're looking at it with the split close, let's look at these packages, and that's what I really want to feature with this breakdown right here. So the packages is what we're going to take a look at here as we go through this. And what I want to show here is the different packages that you'll have within this formation. So you can see that you have backup QB, you also have backup halfback, you have power halfback, then third down halfback, fullback at halfback, backup tight end, then you have tight end at the fullback position. That's the one that we're going to use for this breakdown. Then you also have tight end at the Z as you're looking at it, and then you have tight end at the X, and finally you have wide receiver swap. So let's go back to the one that we want to show, and that's a tight end at the fullback position. Or let me go to that one real quick. Tight end at the tight end at the fullback position. So that's the one I want to go ahead with this one, because what this is going to give us, as you can think about this is going to give us 12 personnel. So what that means is we're going to get one running back, two tight ends, two receivers. And that means within any formation that has 12 personnel in our playbook, we can use. And that's kind of neat because, for example, like the single back ace, you can go into any type of formation like that. In this case, we're going to use the single back deuce close is the formation that we're going to audible into. But just keep that in mind. For example, let's go ahead and clear this. Let's go ahead and get on the screen here and take a look at it. And the play that we're going to run for this particular video breakdown, at least initially, is going to be this one called play action Y cross. I like this because we get the route combination of a post route. We lost controller, a little disconnection. Sorry about that. But you get the combination of the post, and you're also going to get the combination. You're going to get the route combination of the post and the crosser. Let's go back in here. Sorry about the little screw up on the controller there. But so, anyways, we're going to use the play action cross, as you can see on your screen. As far as on the defensive side of the ball, for now, we're just going to run this even 6-1 defense, and I think we're just going to go ahead and do cover 2 man. So we'll go ahead and use that. And again, we're using the play action Y cross out of the gun split close pro. Now keep in mind, there's only, I think, 9 plays in this particular formation, but that's fine because you can audible into some other stuff as well. So there you go as you look at your screen there. you can see on here that what we're running here. And as I mentioned already, this one has a route combination that's pretty effective. Probably do another video breakdown about this route combination because it does a nice job, especially with play action. So if you look at your screen here, let's just go ahead and take a look at it. You're going to have this guy right here, and this is going to be the, as you look at it, we're going to go ahead and say he's the split in, and what he runs is the post route. So he's going to go up in this area here, and he's going to break towards the post. So there's one of the routes. And then the other route, which is the play's primary receiver, let's go ahead and clear that. And it's going to be this guy right here, which is the tight end. And what he runs, as you look at it, he's going to run this crossing route. So this is what we call a post-cross route combination. And this is pretty effective against both man and zone coverage, because what happens is, against, say, cover 3, as I've already pointed out to you and I've shown this to you, this receiver right here, what his route does against cover 3 is it lifts the safety and takes him out of the play, allowing the crosser to get open as this receiver here comes across. And with the play action, then what a lot of times happens is with the play action, it will hold these hook zone defenders. If this was a defender that's playing the hook zone, it'll hold because of the play action. A lot of times you will come up or stand, and that'll allow for us, as we're running the play, as we're dropping our quarterback out of the play action, so he drops back after the play action, a lot of times he'll find that this receiver here will be open where he can complete that pass somewhere in that area there, is what you're seeing on your screen. Now that's against cover 3. Even with cover 2 man, such as what I'm about to run here, if the defender that's covering the tight end bites on the play action, that leaves that tight end that much more open. So that's what we're going to go ahead and take a look at here. And also, don't forget that post route against cover 2, because he splits the safeties. So as he's coming up here and he's splitting the safeties, as these two safeties are splitting out wide, so you got these two here, he may also be an option, especially against cover 2 man, that you might be able to make that throw. We'll go ahead and throw it in here and just kind of show it to you, but he may be an option as well. So let's go ahead and run the play. Again, this is cover 2 man that we're running this against. I just want to show this to you. And I want to show you something really nice about that. You can see he got wide open, and as you watch, let's go back in the instant replay and take a look at a couple things that are going on here. And this is against cover 2 man. And as you look at it from the top-down view here, at least this view here that we're about to show, look how this looks. What happens right here. Now, this is the defender. As you go ahead and zoom in here, this defender right here is in man coverage. So as you're looking at it, this defender right here is in man coverage. He's covering the tight end who's running that crossing route. And as you look at it, the tight end, remember, he's running that crossing route, right? You can see, look how he pauses for a second, comes up, and then he gets right there on the play action. Look at that. He totally bites on it. And then that allows this tight end to get really, really wide open as you're looking at your screen here. So you can see the tight end now lined up right here is really, really wide open as we make this throw. And that doesn't always happen, but it's certainly a strong chance that it will against man coverage, especially if the linebacker, whoever's covering him, is close up the line of scrimmage and he bites on it. That might happen right there. Now, I want you guys to look deep here too. I pointed out earlier, as you look down the screen here, let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit. Again, let's move the screen up a little bit here so you guys can see it. The receiver right here, he's running that post route. He's another option we could have thrown to, possibly. Now, remember, he's splitting the two safeties. Let's go ahead and run that and take a look at that and see if we can get him open. But he'll be another guy you can look at if it's you want to take a deep shot down the field, perhaps, once he breaks to the post, because he's splitting the two safeties, even though that throw is pretty tight, but you can try to get it in there. Also, let's go back and look at one other receiver I want to show you. And this is going to be the outside receiver on the right. As he comes across, he'll be another option against man coverage that you can throw to. So you really have three options that you can look to throw to right off the bat that are going to give you some receivers to throw to. Don't forget that the tight end here, who's lined up in the backfield, remember when we did the tight end in the backfield formation, could also be open over there, possibly over there on the left as you look at your screen. So a lot of options to throw to with this particular play. from the gun split close pro formation. So just keep that in mind. Again, this play is called play action Y cross. Now just keep that in mind. Now we also have this option here. As you look at it, we can go from the gun split close pro to some of the other formations. Let's go ahead and zoom in again on this and take a look at this and see what we can show you here. Let's move this over a little bit towards the right. There we go. And right now, let's go back to the one that we were just initially in, the gun split pro. This gun split pro close. Again, I'm having a hard time talking today. Gun split close pro. And then you can audible into some of these other formations that feature 12 personnel. So again, that's going to be one running back and two tight ends. Here's a single back ace. You also have the single back deuce close. You have the single back wing. And I believe this is the last one, the single back wing slot. So you have all those formations that you can audible in because you went ahead and packaged in the tight end in the backfield. So you got two tight ends now, allowing you to go into 12 personnel. So let's go into this one, which is going to be the single back deuce close. And let's go ahead and use the tight end angle play, which I feel is pretty effective as far as attacking man coverage and zone coverage. Because if you really think about this, we get the Texas concept. So we started out with that route combination that I showed you out of the gun close pro split formation there, or the split close formation that I just showed, where you had the deep post and the crosser. Well, here you can audible into another man zone beater, which this one's called the tight end angle play, which essentially is the Texas concept. So, which is really nice. So I really like this route as well, especially with the tight end when he runs the angle route. I love the angle route with the running back, but the tight end angle route is pretty effective as well. And there you can see, as you look at it, you can see that the tight end now, which is our number one primary tight end, which is Kittle here, he's going to go ahead and run that angle route. So he's going to go in here, and he's still the play's primary receiver. Remember, he was the play's primary receiver when we ran the play action Y cross, but now that we're in a tight end angle out of the single back deuce close, he still plays primary receiver. And as you look at it, he's going to be pretty open. I can tell you that right now, especially against man coverage. Even against zone coverage, he'll probably be open as well. So as he comes across, just throw it over there and you got that. So what's really cool is you can go through all these different formations based on the personnel. You can audible based on the personnel that you use at the package selection of the play call screen, and go in between different formations. For example, let me give you one more here while we're here. Let's go back into this formation one more time here. The gun split close, or split close pro. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little bit of some more adjustments. We're going to put as you look at it here, I'm not going to zoom in as much. I guess I'll go ahead and zoom in here. But as you look at it, there's a tight end at the X position. Now, again, this is out of the split close pro formation. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the tight end at the X position. So let's go ahead and look at this and show you what you guys can get. And we'll go ahead and run that same play action Y cross play. And then we'll just go ahead and choose the same defense that we've been running here. I just want to show you, mainly here, I just want to show you the audibles that you can go into. So earlier we showed you going into had the opportunity to go in some of those single back formations, such as the single back ace, single back deuce close. Well, here, let's go ahead and zoom in again and see what we get here with this. Let's move this over a little bit again. So there you go with that. And then if you look, now we got the I form tight, which is what we're going to now. We're going into the I form tight. So when you think about this, what we have now is 21 personnel. We have two running backs, which is mainly a fullback tight end, or excuse me, a fullback running back, a tight end, and then two receivers. So now we're in 21 personnel. And then we're able to go into some of these other formations, such as what you're seeing here. Actually, I'm sorry, not 21 personnel. My bad. We're actually in 12 personnel. I'm sorry about that, 12 personnel. But at any rate, you guys got some stuff that you guys can do with this that's going to allow you to go ahead and audible back and forth. So actually, I'm totally screwed up on this whole thing here where I'm at. We have 2 running backs. We have 2 tight ends. So actually, we're at 22 personnel. My bad. We're at 22 personnel here. So we'll have, as you look at it, we'll have the 2 tight ends. Got a lot going on here. Just trying to remember everything I got going on as I'm doing this breakdown. But at any rate, we'll have 2 tight ends here. There's your 2 tight ends. And then we'll have the 2 running backs. So we're at 22 personnel right there as you look at it. So we've got 22 personnel going on here. So we got 2 running backs, or 2 backs in the backfield, and then we got our 2 tight ends. Now the cool thing is you can audible into some other formations as well. So let's go ahead and go through those formations real quick as you look at it. And you can see right there, you can go to I-form tight, you can go to I-form wing, and those are the 2 formations you can go into with this particular thing. So let's just go down into the halfback stretch out of the I-form tight, and then right there you can see right there we're in the stretch play, and then we're just picking up some positive yardage there. So at any rate, a lot of stuff to cover on this video breakdown. Hopefully it's some stuff you guys can use. Forgive me if I got a little bit of sidetrack on what I was trying to show you there. It's just a lot going on with this, trying to remember everything that you can do from this particular formation. And just keep in mind, this is not the only formation like that. Lots of formations you can come out and use your packages and build audible into other formations within that personnel grouping. So keep in mind, we just went to 22 personnel by going into the I-form close. By putting the tight end at the X spot, and then we're able to go ahead and go into 22 personnel, and then we had those options where we could audible down into some of these other formations out of the I-form sets. So at any rate, hopefully that'll be something you guys can use, and I'm going to go ahead and try to do as much video breakdowns as I can. As far as I'm going with this, that's not exactly what I wanted to show it either, so I'm all out of whack apparently today. But that's the Split Close Pro, the offensive formation breakdown. Hopefully it's something you guys can use that'll allow you guys to do some plays that will give you a little bit more creative when you come out in these type of formations. Hey Madden gamers, if you enjoy this Madden video or any other video, please subscribe to the Madden Guides YouTube channel. And as always, thanks for watching and for your support.